Hola YouTube, welcome back to my YouTube channel. It's your girl Dariani, and if you're new here, bienvenidos. I must say I am all over the place today. So I recorded a video last night twice for today, but I did not like how they came out. So here I am. I have to make new content or something completely different from what I had in mind for today's video. Mind you, it's hot, it's construction going on outside on and off. I'm hungry. I have somewhere to be in about 2 hours, but I decided I have to create a video for today. So today's video, I am going to be doing a story time. I'm going to try my best to keep this story time as quick and as simple as possible. One, because of the characters in the story, and two, because I can get carried away and talk a whole lot. So with all that being said, I am going to be sharing with you the time where I was forced to come out to my mother and her reaction, what I learned from it, how I wish things would have turned out, and I guess at the end we can just chit chat about it. I'm sorry that my AC is on. I am hot. I'll probably turn it off in a little bit, but yeah. Whew. Okay, my hair is getting on my nerves because I did not know what to do with my hair. I cannot wait until I go to the hair salon and get my hair done. Luckily, hair salons are open officially in New York City. However, I have to wait a week or 2 weeks to get my hair done because I have things going on in the next few days. But anyway, I turned off the AC. So let's get into this story time. So this story time goes back to about 2007. No, it can't be because I came to this country in 2007 November. So this had to be 2008ish. Yeah, most likely. And pretty much what happened was that I decided to share with someone who I thought I could trust. I mean, the person was trustworthy. However, the person got ahead of themselves, and instead of allowing me to open up about it to my mother, they went ahead and told my mom instead of me. Oh, and I almost forgot why I am sharing this video. So first and foremost, happy Pride. Hello, how could I forget that? So obviously it's June, so it is Pride month. However, because of everything that's going on with COVID-19, there's going to be no Pride parade this year. And I don't know about you, but the best Pride parade I ever attended was the one in New York City and also the one in Washington, D.C. I feel like those two states have the best and the most fun Pride parades. Well, probably because those are the two that I've attended, but yeah, today's video was inspired by Pride month, and this is the last Thursday of the month, and I just said, you know what, since yesterday's video didn't work out, then I'm going to share this story with you. Now, I'm not going to change the names of the characters in the story like I usually do, because I will just be referring to people by title. So back in 2008, I was freshly in this country. I did not know how to get around, and the one place that I knew to get back and forth from was from my household to my godmother's house. So I used to go to my godmother's almost every week, if not more often. And once I was attending my godmother's house on a consistent basis, she introduced me to another goddaughter of hers. I don't remember if she was her goddaughter or her niece. I can't remember, but I think she was also her goddaughter. So the goddaughter and my godmother lived on the same block, so I was able to hang out with the girl. And whenever it was time for me to go home or for my mom to pick me up from my godmother's, I'll just walk up the block to my godmother's house. And eventually my godmother started dating this female, and who is now her girlfriend. And she became like a comfort zone. She's a very cool person. And at the end of this video, actually, we are going to be discussing why I didn't share this story sooner, because I was actually thinking about sharing this story last year. But anyway, let me try to stay focused. So eventually, became comfortable with my godmother's girlfriend. She's a very cool person. And one random day we was just talking about sexuality, and I felt comfortable enough to exchange that I was attracted to females. And she didn't have a problem with me being attracted to whoever I was attracted to. And she pretty much said or asked if I already shared with my mom my feelings or my sexuality about females, and I said no. And yes, just to confirm, I am a bisexual female. I am attracted to females and I am attracted to males. And at the end of this video, we are going to discuss why I don't share that often, but let's stick to the story. So pretty much I felt comfortable and I disclosed the information to my godmother's girlfriend, and also my godmother's goddaughter was also in the conversation. So it all felt comfortable. It felt like one of those things that, hey, you sharing a piece of information, so I'm going to share a piece of information, so this person is going to share a piece of information. So it was just like that. Anyway, fast forward to the end of the day, my mom, I believe, ended up picking me up, and I didn't even know what was going on. I was in the room with my godmother's goddaughter, and we was just playing a game, I believe, and I just hear my mom calling my name. And your mom feels a type of way based on how she calls your name. So my mom calls my name, and I believe we went to the bathroom, and she looked serious, and she was just like, oh, you like girls? And the moment I heard that, I just put my head down, because one, that was not how I wanted to tell my mom, and two, because I know how my mom was going to feel. Now, when I lived in Guatemala, my mom was friends with tons and tons of homosexual people. I'm not gonna say that word, I hate saying that word, but my mom was friends with a lot of gay people. Matter of fact, one of my mom's best friends pretty much ignited the love for cooking in me. So I know that it wasn't a problem being whatever or being attracted to whatever. However, I just feel like my mom was, one, in shock because she was blindsided by this information, and two, I think she had a different idea or a different outcome for me. And what I mean by that is that in my household, you are raised to one day grow up, find a man, get married, and have kids. And I guess my mom's idea of that went out the window the moment she was told that pretty much I was into females. And the way she took that was, oh, my daughter is a lesbian. So I decided to not have that conversation with my mom right then and there. And she pretty much said, we're going to have this conversation later on. And we ended up leaving the house, my godmother's house, and the bus ride back to my house was so awkward. My mom was looking that way, and I was kind of ashamed because I kind of knew what was coming, because it's one of those things that you feel like, oh, I'm about to get punished for whatever it is. So My mom was looking that way, I was looking that way, and you could tell that my mom was upset, but I couldn't know exactly why. I could only guess why. We get to the house. I thought my mom was gonna have like the talk with me, but she actually didn't. She did not say a word about it. Eventually, when we did speak about it, I don't know if it was the next day or the next week, and she didn't necessarily ask any questions. She pretty much just said that this was a phase that I was going through and that I was going to get over it. So obviously, when you hear something like that, you just shut down. Or I don't know about you, but I just shut down and I was just like, okay, this conversation is over, because obviously you have your feelings about that. And even if I try to defend myself, I felt like I was going to make things worse. So I just let my mom have it her way. And pretty much after that, nothing was said. Years later, I went to not college, high school, and I, had female friends. And whenever I would bring like a female friend to my household, my mom wouldn't necessarily say anything in regards to like sexuality or anything like that. However, if like let's say I told her, oh, we're going to go to my room to play a game, she would say, okay, but leave the door open, or whatever the case might be. I don't know if I'm reading into it a little too much, but at the time it just felt like, oh, she thinks I'm gonna do something. But anyway, I'm gonna leave this story right here, and then we could just talk about, well, answer some questions that I was asked when I actually told someone that I wanted to make this video. To conclude the story, pretty much I never actually sat down and talked to my mom about it then, but now I could tell that my mom is comfortable with me. I don't know if she's comfortable with my sexuality, but I feel like the fact that she now sees me introduce her to boyfriends that I have dated in the past, that probably confirmed it to her that that was a phase. But no, it was not a phase. I still feel the way I felt. I am still attracted to both genders, and yeah. So now that I shared that story, which was very quick, and I left out a lot of details because I don't necessarily want a lot of backlash for this video. I tend to be like a people's pleaser. I want people to be content. I don't like people to feel uncomfortable. So I do tend to minimize certain things for the sake of others. But I shared my story. So one of the questions that I was asked was, why now? And why even share the story in general? So one, why now? Because I feel like it's been long enough. It's been over a decade, so it's not as fresh in people's mind, and I feel like it doesn't affect people as much now, or it wouldn't affect people as much now. And I'm saying that to say that I did not make this video, or I am not making this video because of malicious intent. I felt like if I made this video sooner, like much sooner, like at the beginning of my YouTube journey, certain people was gonna take this video the wrong way. And in a way, I was scared of judgment. The people in the story are very still close to me. I mean, I am still in contact, or I still speak to all the parties in the story. Therefore, I don't want them to feel and I don't want anyone to feel like I'm talking bad about them, because for example, the person that decided to tell my story instead of me sharing it, in a way took my right to tell my story when I wanted it and the way I wanted it. However, that does not mean that I do not like this person. I pretty much still love this person, and I also didn't want anyone to feel like I'm bashing them, because I am not doing that. Also, why now? Because it's part of my story. Although it's my story, I don't want other people to feel like, oh, now she's sharing her story and now she's saying something bad about them or about me or whatever the case might be. And I feel like I'm reading too much into it because I do that a lot. I always contemplate all the scenarios possible, and out of 10 scenarios that I examine or I come up with, probably one thing will happen. So I do that a lot. But pretty much I did not want this video to come out as controversial. I wanted to wait until also I was comfortable with myself. This is my story, but I also want to make sure that I am ready telling my story. Another question that I also get asked, I feel like I never pronounced that word correctly, asked, is, do you still have the same views or the same feelings? Meaning, am I still attracted to both genders? Yes, I am. Have I ever been in a relationship with the same sex? Yes, I have. This may be a shocker to a lot of people watching this video, but yes, I have. Last time I was actually in a relationship was years ago, but the last time I actually dealt with a female was about a year and a half ago. But nothing turned out of it, so it is what it is. And another reason why I did not share this video is because a lot of times I get different reactions from whoever I decide to share with. For example, based on my experiences, if I share this with like a male interest, they either accept it or they fantasize or fetishize it. I'm not even going to say fetishize it, but they, have those ideas of, oh, so we can do this, and that. No, we cannot. And also, when I have shared this with females, they feel like just because I am attracted to other females, I am all of a sudden attracted to them as well. And no, that is one of the biggest misconceptions about bisexuals. Just because a female or a male is bisexual does not mean that they like every single female or every single male. No. As a bisexual female, no, I do not see everyone in a romantic way or in a sexual way. No, if I have a female friend, I see my female friend as a female friend. I am in no shape, way, whatever form attracted to my female friends. And that's typically one of the reactions I remember in high school, which was the very first time that I exchanged this information with another female. One specific day in gym class, now all of a sudden this person doesn't want to change their uniform in front of me because they felt like I was attracted to them. No, that was not even the case. But this is just one of the examples, and this has happened also throughout the years. But yeah, one of the biggest misconceptions is that, oh, if a person is bisexual, they like everybody. No, that is not the case. And lastly, am I going to end up with a female or a male? Honestly, I don't know. I will say this. I have been more focused on males. I have been dealing with more predominantly males. So most likely I can't even answer that question. But my biggest thing was having a child, and obviously things have changed, and this could be a conversation for a completely different time because I don't want this video to be super long. But as of right now, I would say that whoever I end up with, as long as I'm happy and as long as I'm good, I don't know who I'm gonna end up with. Lately, I've been dating a lot more males, and I'm not saying this to say that I've dated like a lot of females. No, I probably dated, I think, 3 females in my life. So who's to say who I'm gonna end up with? But I will say this: the likelihood of me ended up with another female are very, very slim. Chances are either I end up by myself or I end up with a male. And I'm going to wrap up this video right here because, like I said, I have somewhere to be and I still have to travel. I hope you guys like this video. If you did, leave this video a thumbs up. If you have anything to say, and I hope you do not bash me for anything that I said, but if you relate or if you have a similar story to mine, comment it down below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you guys on my next video. Ciao.